Hey, it's Jay. Welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell, I'm using a different camera than the one I usually use. All the batteries are dead for that, and so I need to charge them, and so I'm using my digital camera. Anyway, today I have a book haul. 95% of the books I got are from Barnes & Noble because the Barnes & Noble that's like a 15-minute drive away from where I live is closing in 1 month. The lease is up, and there's going to be a new tenant moving in, unfortunately. So everything is like 25% off, and then that was for like a week, and now everything's 50% off, and so I've been getting some YA paperbacks for like $5 each. So I've kind of got a few, and by a few I mean more than a dozen. So I'm gonna start off with the ones I got when they were 25% off. My dad bought this for me. It's Taylor Swift's Lover, the songbook for vocals, guitar, and piano, and it's like got all the songs and the notes and stuff, but I need to learn how to play piano so I can use this and the other two Taylor Swift songbooks I have. The next three that I got when they were 20% off. The first one I got is #No Escape by Gretchen McNeil. This is the third book in the hashtag murder trending series. I don't know if the hashtag's actually pronounced, but I pronounce it because it's more fun and unique that way. But this is #No Escape. This is a prequel. It takes place 20 years before the first two books do, and it's about this girl named Percy who is kind of in a tough situation at home. Like, her parents don't value her as much as her big brother and stuff, and so she has like issues fitting into school and her own family, and she enters this escape room competition because she's really good at escape rooms, but it turns deadly, and so she has to like survive and solve a mystery as to who's out for vengeance and stuff. And I gave the first book 5 stars, and when I saw this for like $7.50, I was so excited. The next one I got is the only hardback I got. That is Tarnished Are the Stars by Rosie Thor. I've been wanting to get this one for a bit because, one, the cover's really pretty, and also there's an aro ace main character, and I'm starved for that kind of representation. Honestly, I don't know much about it other than it's like sci-fi and stuff. The main character is a technician, and she's like an outlaw who provides illegal medical technology. And there's a tyrant that is kind of like, don't do that. I'm a booktuber. And there's like the commissioner's son, who is one of her biggest patients, and so he's kind of like committing treason against his father. And there's an assassin and a spy, and so it sounds really fun. And again, aro ace. The last one I got when books were 25% off is Hood by Jenny Elder Moak. This is a Robin Hood retelling. The main character is Robin Hood's daughter, and she has always been like the Robin Hood trope with taking from the rich, giving to the poor and stuff. But then she gets in trouble with the king, and her dad has to like help her and stuff. And she gets into a whole bunch of trouble with like mercenaries and outlaws and, you know, a whole bunch of other things that you associate with Robin Hood. And the formatting isn't my favorite, but I'm gonna have to deal with it because Robin Hood retelling sounds really fun. I also got one book during Amazon Prime Day because it was a really good price, and that's Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rini Eddo-Lodge. Everyone probably knows about this book because over the summer especially it was making its rounds around booktube, and I got this because it was a good price, and I have a lot of nonfiction that is about like intersectional feminism and stuff, but I've heard really good things about this one, and so I wanted to get it specifically. But it talks about like whitewashing, political like white dominance and stuff, and how like black history has been erased, and I'm probably going to pick this up really soon, and I might do a review about it. Now the rest of the books are going to be ones I got 50% off, and so the average price for these YA paperbacks that I got was $5.50, which is really exciting. So the other day I went by myself and I got Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. The author follows me, and I'm not exactly sure why she follows me on Twitter. But yeah, I know that this is high fantasy. There's like different kind of witches. Like the truth witch can tell when someone's lying. Thread witch can see like emotional ties between different people around her, but she can't see her own. And it's high fantasy. Sounds like there's badass girls, and so I'm always here for that. And there's a war, and they like just want to live on their own. But then the prince is like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And the truth witch apparently is a very dangerous weapon, which makes sense because she can affect people's lives, and so she's in danger from the bad guys. The next one I got, I've been meaning to get for a while. I don't know why I kept putting it off. I think because there was never a cover that I really enjoyed, but I finally just got it. And that's The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. This is about a trans boy who is starting in a new school and he wants to be invisible because he's not entirely out and stuff. But he starts like being really attracted to the most beautiful girl in the school. And then there's another character who is in a fight, and Leo, the trans main character, stands up for them, and the supporting character who he stands up for is a trans girl, and so like I knew the main character was trans. I didn't know the supporting character was trans as well, so that's really cool and exciting. And they're just like there for each other, and it's gonna be a great queer time. The last book I got when I went by myself is We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez. As you can see, it's a signed copy. This has 3 different point of views, and it's about immigration from Guatemala through Mexico up to the southern United States border. And it just does like these 3 characters and their points of view from what it's like to trek across the different countries and deal with being a youth and trying to immigrate by themselves. And I haven't really seen this across BookTube much, but I want to try and read about more immigrant stories and stuff, and so this will be a good place for me to start. These last 6 books are the ones I got on the day I'm filming yesterday, but on the day I'm uploading it, Wednesday the 4th of August, because I finished college that day, and to kind of celebrate, my friend and I went to Barnes & Noble so I can get more paperbacks for $5.50, and so I've got 6. The first one is probably the one I'm most excited about. That's The Perfect Place to Die by Bryce Moore. This takes place in the 1890s, and this girl starts working at this hotel called The Castle, and women start disappearing, and it has to do with like H.H. Holmes and stuff, who's a notorious serial killer. And because like her sister went missing, and so she tries to like find out what happened there. And the reason I'm so excited for this is because there's this podcast called Lore, and it's my favorite podcast. It's about like true creepy stories, and the 8th episode is called The Castle, about H.H. Holmes, and that was one of the only ones that truly freaked me out, and that's what this is about. And so as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna start it. The next one is How It Went Down by Kekla Magoon. This is actually like an old book. It was from 2014. I'm obsessed with the cover, both the design and the mat. This has to do with Black Lives Matter. 16-year-old Tariq Johnson was killed by this white man with a gun, and there's an uproar. And after Tariq's death, everyone has something to say, but none of the stories are quite matching up. And so Tariq's friends, family, and community have to try and investigate what the truth is and just deal with the aftermath of the loss of Tariq. I think I had this next one on my to-be-read Goodreads shelf for a while, but I honestly kind of forgot about it. But this is Hearts Unbroken by Cynthia Lachette Smith. I'm not sure if I pronounced the last name correctly, but this is about a Native American girl, or indigenous girl, who just dumped her first boyfriend because he mocked Native people. She works on the school newspaper, and she gets paired with this guy named Joey to work on a story together, and he's had issues of his own recently, and they're working on the story of the year, which is the drama teacher's diverse production of The Wizard of Oz, and someone's butthurt about it, and so like they start sending death threats, blackmail, and bullying like all the teachers, parents, and students, and the cast member, including the main character Lou's little brother. And so the two of them, Lou and Joey, team up to kind of like find out who's doing it, and then they form like this romance. Lou's Native American, and then Joey is Lebanese American, which is fun. And so it kind of deals with race and kind of like white people being too sensitive, and it's gonna be great. This next one I have definitely had on my radar for a bit. I forgot what the cover looked like. That's Most Likely by Sarah Watson. This is a novel about these four best friends who are in their senior year of high school, and they're trying to decide which one of them will become president of the United States. That's quite a jump. And it's kind of confusing because on the very first page, it says it takes place in 2049 on Inauguration Day. But there's four best friends and they're trying to figure out who's going to be the next president. And it's just going to be like a feminist, fun, female friend empowerment novel. And I'm super here for it. The penultimate one, unfortunately, is a little damaged, which is really sad. But it was $5.50, so I'm not too upset about it. That's Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schultz. This is about a pickpocket in the nation of Quandara, so it's like a fantasy novel, fantasy mystery, and for some reason the theft goes wrong even though she's like a skilled pickpocket, and what she ends up stealing is a video of the four queens being murdered, and so she teams up with the messenger that she stole that from to complete the delivery and to uncover the murderer. And there's like, again, fantasy mystery, and that's pretty juicy. And the last book I have is Elysium Girls by Kate Pentecost. This has a very cyberpunk cover, and so that's going to be interesting because I don't really read cyberpunk, but this is kind of apocalyptic world. It takes place in Elysium, Oklahoma, and there's these dust storms and there's these dust soldiers that appeared, and they're like terrorizing the town, and there's life and death, and the sisters' life and death gamble with things like time and space and human lives. And 10 years later, the main character Sal is called to lead Elysium into the game, which is basically just like this, I'm guessing it's like a, what's that word? A battle royale kind of thing with the two goddesses, and there's another person that she teams up with, and it's just, they get exiled into brutal desert of dust and steel, and they're trying to beat life and death at their own game, and it sounds really interesting because I love apocalyptic novels, and this one has been kind of flying under my radar, and so I'm really curious about it. Hey, it's Editing Jay. Just popping in to say that 3 more books arrived from Amazon. I was expecting them to arrive today, but I wasn't sure when I was uploading this video, and it's today, so here we go. Okay, so 2 of the 3 books are just the 10th and 11th books in the Skullduggery Pleasant series. Skeleton Detective, Ireland, talk about it a lot. Then the 3rd book I got is #Murder Funding by Gretchen McNeil. This is the 2nd book in the Murder Trending series. I don't know if it's a trilogy or what, but this takes place like immediately after the first one, and it follows the daughter of one of the executioners from the first one, and dealing with not only her mom's death, but grappling with the fact that her mom was an executioner that actually killed real people. So I can't wait to read that. Okay, back to Past J. So that's all I've got for today. I'm really excited about all of these books, and I'm gonna start the Castle H.H. Holmes one right after this. Tell me down in the comments what your favorite book is of the haul, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified whenever I upload, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.